Hello ladies and gentlemen, PlayAsia supplied me with this copy of this game, so if you want to support me and the channel, use the link in the description to go and buy something, and there's also a coupon code you can use to save a couple of bucks off your order. You'll be helping me out and hopefully you'll be buying something good. Thanks for your support, enjoy the show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Omega Labyrinth Life. Finally. I'm still not entirely sure if I'm 100% ready for this, but I've got to get this done at some point, so let's pop into the game. I haven't actually played this for a few days just due to the fact that I've been bloody sick, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to pick this up right where I left off, but, well, one way or another, if I don't, you won't see it in this video, will ya? Alright, so, for those of you who don't know, this is a roguelike along the lines of Shira and the Wanderer, but it's made by D3, who previously made Omega Labyrinth and Omega Labyrinth Z, which were basically, like, Omega Labyrinth Z was more or less the Extreme Legends expanded version of Omega Labyrinth, which was originally supposed to come out here, but for whatever reason, Sony decided they just wanted to cancel the game outright. They just got rid of it. Done. Vamonos. Gone. And then this game got announced and came along, and they did announce a Asian English release, and then they actually ended up bloody releasing it on, the North American eShop and all that. So, I wonder if you heard that. The wind is bloody loud today. But yeah, they ended up releasing it on the eShop and on the PlayStation Store, because it's also on PS4, but it is censored almost to the point of comedy on PS4. This is why I'm playing on Switch. As you saw there, I've got about 4.5 hours in this, and instead of doing a bunch of rooting around in menus, I just want to make sure that I'm actually ready to go before I go diving in. I'm sure I've got all the stuff that I need. But yeah, we've got a bunch of different items, because of course we do. There is pretty much no reason not to have a bunch of items. This is a roguelike, a Shira and the Wanderer style roguelike, so you do want to have as many items as you possibly can. But yeah, it looks like I'm good to go, so we're just going to pop straight into a dungeon. We can do that from here. There is a story going on, but it's basically nothing. You are more or less just introduced into this academy. The academy's Garden of Flowers goes straight to shit, and you decide that you want to go and help out, more or less. There are also some bonus objectives that you can do here. The bonus objectives in the story dungeons don't actually do anything, but they do actually do stuff in the stage trials. They give you items. If I have half a brain, maybe we'll go and check those out in a bit. So you can pick a leader, and you can pick a sub-character to bring along and help you out as AI, and you unlock more as you go through the game. They're all adorable. This is a cute girls doing cute things sort of game. And they are all thankfully really happy and chipper and just nice. Which is nice. Like, I mean, considering how often games tend to have like a poor atmosphere, this game basically is just chipper all the time, even when you come across characters that are like the sadist and masochist pair. They still all happen to be really nice. But yeah, anyway, we can go into the spa. We're going to skip it this time, because there's a reason why. We can also take in some Omega power, which basically serves as our money, but it also makes our breasts bigger, because of course it does. So, we're just going to head into the dungeon. We're probably going to get a cutscene or two, because this is a story dungeon. If there are any, like, side dungeons, I haven't run into any yet over the course of 4 hours. Block de-equipping. Cool, that's actually a nice little feature to have. So, of course, this is a roguelike. So, it plays... I'm surprised there's no dialogue, actually. But yeah, this is a roguelike. The controls are pretty simple to understand. Move with the analog stick or the D-pad. You can do directionals. I think it was by holding LB. I'm not LB. L on the Switch Pro controller. Move up to enemies and attack them by pressing the A button. Attack them enough they die, you get experience. You level up as you gain experience. You start at level 1 every time you pop into a dungeon, and you just gotta level up over again. can also run into your friends, and they will actually give you some bonuses, and they'll actually ask you to take them along as a partner, which is a nice touch, but I don't think we need to worry about taking her along. Also, all of your individual friends have unique equipment. Oh yeah, let's get some projectiles going on here, because I do not want this guy to get too far away from me. How did that miss? There we go. Healing wand. That would be nice to have, but my bags are already full up. Oh, you. I need you. You. Bollocks. Come on. Okay, we're gonna hit you. No, we're not gonna hit you, apparently. We want to kill this thing because it gives us a lot of bonus experience. One more. There we go. See? Ton of experience and easy level up. Nice. I don't know what that dreamlike wand is. I should probably clear out some space here, but I really don't know what I can remove. All of this stuff that I've got is actually really useful in the grand scheme of things. I guess we'll eat this. Hinata's Rice Ball. You do have the hunger mechanic in this game, like in most roguelikes, where the more you move around and the more you do, the hungrier you will eventually get. And if you run out, you will start slowly taking damage. The AI partners in this game are actually really nice. They don't do things like trigger traps. They will attack what you're attacking for the most part. And you can order them to do things. I believe if I... No, hang on. I think I might need to go to the status menu to do this. Or checkup. Nope. So, yeah, we can tell her to do some specific things here, which is nice if we need to. And we can just move on and continue exploring the dungeon. Also, when you run into companions in the dungeon, you'll actually get some nice benefits from them being there. For example, they will actually, wow, my brain is not working with me today. When you run into them, they will... Forgive me. When they're in the dungeon with you, when they kill enemies, they will actually give you the experience for it. So, seeing a friendly person in a dungeon is actually really nice in a couple of ways, because not only can you go and talk to them for a reward, but anything they kill will help you out, which is just a really nice touch. I need to hit you again. There we go. Poisoning in this game doesn't work as you might expect. Oh, I need to kill this thing quick. There we go. That's one of the bastards that's likely to steal from you. And there's some Omega power for you. He's adorable. But yes, when you deal enough damage to enemies and find enough items, you will be rewarded with extra Omega power. Omega power basically determines like some stats about you. So you'll hit harder, you'll take less damage. Pretty basic stuff. You can also use Omega power, I believe. I haven't actually tried this myself, but you can use Omega power to do special abilities. So if I hold R here to bring up my special items, yeah, briefly doubles all stats. However, Omega power is not attained, and then you can also do things like the Blossom Flare, a special ability which you need to unlock via stuff in town. Shit. Well, thankfully, not only did he not steal anything, he just warped over there. Yeah, you can just have an arrow if you like. Let's just move on. Huh, haven't found the staircase yet. Must be down in the bottom right there. I'm just gonna hit ya. I hate those things. There are traps, and I'm surprised I haven't run into one yet. They're not that dangerous, though. They are usually not too bad. Oh, good, a preservation purse. So this game has purses, just like Shyren, where you can put stuff in to hold on to it. However, there is one really annoying trap in this game, where if you step on it, it'll break your purse and throw your items all over the place. I found this out the hard way. Nevertheless, I still hold on to a couple of preservation purses anyway, because they basically just give you free inventory space. Must be through... Our exit must be through this maze. Yep, there's our exit. The gameplay has more or less been this simple. I mean, of course, you do have other things going on. Like, for example, this was a perfect opportunity to demonstrate. So if I just sort my stuff here, because it doesn't sort automatically. I'd like that option. But if we read the Shield Forging Tome, we can apply it to my Meowkin shield, and that'll make it slightly stronger. Just like it does in Shyren the Wanderer. You can also do this with your weaponry. There is also rust, so you can end up in a position where... Oh dear. We've got a Fangaroo in here. It's another one of... Well, I say it's another one of those things. You might not know what it is, but a Fangaroo is basically something that cheers on enemies and makes their physical attack stronger. They can also do the same to you, strangely enough. Didn't pick up the aromatic weapon. I should probably take that, actually. No, I don't want to throw it. I want to swap it. Oh, we can also do something called sizing up. We should do that. We should absolutely do that. Because... titties! Also, I love how everything related to breasts in this game is puns. Like, size up. That's definitely not something you're meant to do with just a random item, but... Well, it kind of is, but at the same time, you can kind of see what they were going for with, like, the whole breast thing. The game's got plenty of puns like that. Like, they have, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, that's how you identify items, by the way. They have rock, paper, scissors going on with, what's it called? As a thing that you can do at the end of each dungeon. If you find the ticket. Oh yeah, let's read this. This is just a spell tome. It tells us where things are. And Panty Forging Tome, because yes, that's a thing. So now her panties have leveled up. You get 4 different set of types of equipment in this game. You've got your bra, your panties, your sword, and your shield. Oh god. Right, let's just take care of this from a long distance. And you can also get set bonuses. So if you keep 2 or 3, if you get 2 of the same item, for example, whether it be like bra and panties or sword and shield, you'll get a bonus for it. And I do actually have an example here. I've got this, the saber and the magic shell, which increases her will by 3. And there are plenty of things to work with in that sense. So yeah, overall, it's just a... It's got some things like boss fights and stuff like that going on. The majority of the interesting stuff that happens in this game happens... Yeah, let's just read that. It just fills out the rest of the floor for us. But the, thing about it is that... What the... Another preservation purse. That's interesting. I wonder where that came from. Alright, let's just put some of these items in here. Most of the interesting stuff happens outside of the dungeon, so it's more or less just a relatively simple dungeon crawler. Oh, there is one more thing we can show off in the dungeon, but I think I'll leave that for the time being. Let's put the dreamlike wand in there. Yeah, I don't need... Oh, whoops. Let's just grab that. There we go. There are different types of purses as well. There's the locker purse, which can send stuff right back up to the academy. There's a purse that you can't get anything out of until you break it. A couple of other things like that. Oh god, it's a monster room. Well, let's give us some food first. I know I've got some in here somewhere. There we go. Hinata's rice bowl. Shame I can't look around, but I don't think that's going to do me any good. Let's ignore that for the time being. We probably don't want to have anything to do with that right now. I wonder why everything on this floor is asleep. We do not want to let that thing live. Right, we probably need Fly to get over there and get those items as well. That kind of sucks. I don't have that yet. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it from this side. First thing I need to do is back the fuck off. Like, what the fuck am I doing? First rule of Shire in the Dungeon monster closets. You back the fuck up until you can get just a gravy train of monsters going on. So there are a couple of things going on with the way the game handles weapons and stuff. For example, you can have swords that are entirely based on magic. Oh god, my bra rusted. That just means it went down a power level. Hey, thanks for putting my physical attack up. That's actually going to be... Ow. That's actually going to be really useful for dealing with the rest of this monster closet, because I can just one-shot everything. Or two-shot in this case. Oh yeah, can't do it on corners like that, because this game's kind of a dick. Alright, what have we earned? A Somnambulance Tome, a cream bed, a super potion, a fancy shield, and some glacial panties. Oh, and now I'm moving slowly. Great. You can also synthesize items if you like. You can do this pretty much any time as well. No. Dear, look at that magic shell. It's got nothing to it. Let's synthesize something actually. Let's synthesize the pot lid with the magic shell and see what we can get out of it. Not much. We'll just skip this. But yeah, we can synthesize a new shield. You can also, of course, do the usual set of things like move abilities over from other things. So, for example, you use pot lid, has HP plus 3. So if I were to synthesize with something that had an empty slot, I could move that HP plus 3 to the synthesized item. This is your, of course, main way of upgrading things in your inventory. Let's grab that super potion. This is your main way of improving your items. And there are more ways to play around with this, but we can't really see that until we get back to town. Oh hey, a flower bath. We will enter this normally. Because of this. We basically just get to say hi. And we get to feel around as we like. Because yes, molesting water girls is always a part of a mega labyrinth. I don't know why you would think otherwise. I do appreciate that they give you the option to skip literally everything related to that content just by having the little skip option up in the top left. So yeah, for at least the rest of this floor, I get some special abilities, and I also get to talk to the shopkeep, who is actually the head teacher. Alright, so I've got a Dreamlike Wand, a Locker Purse, and a Mega Slash Tome, a Shield Forging Tome, and a Lukewarm Book. I can also sell stuff by dropping it, which I might actually want to do. What do I want to sell, actually? Now I think about it. Guess we'll just throw that. Whoop, it broke. Ah, never mind. But you get the idea, it's a pretty basic shop. Bit weird that she doesn't know half the shit she's selling, but whatever. Oh god. That stung a little. Right, we should probably get the hell out of here. We do have the ability to run and quick run. I believe if it's we hold, it's supposed to be if we hold a shoulder button and the B button to run around. We can also walk in place if we feel so inclined. Nah, fuck it, let's just leave. We can also run in place if we feel so inclined with A and B. There are some other controls, but I'm forgetting them at the moment. Unfortunately, I only get the effect of that spa for one floor. Which is a shame, because I would have liked to have found that nice and early. Alright. Chest is best. I'm surprised her clothes don't rip. Your chest level can go way higher than that. As you saw, like, in the challenges at the beginning of this dungeon, it can go up to level I. Or should I say, size I. This would be the panty forging time, so let's just use it on her panties again. This is basically it. I mean, the dungeons are quite repetitive. They do stick with the same visual theme, just with, like, more or less just different graphics. We'll just skip this. I've recovered from... Oh yeah, this also uncurses equipment, which is actually nice. So if you end up with a bit of cursed equipment, it's actually pretty easy to get it uncursed. As a result, the entire game just feels pretty easy. That is more or less like my major problem with it. The game itself has basically no challenge, and I mean, I know that I praised Shyren the Wanderer to the ends of the earth. So I can kind of understand why people might think I'm a little bit biased towards the game, but honestly, this game has been a cakewalk. I haven't come close to dying once, and I haven't even had to put that much effort into... Oh, I've been teleported. Whoops. I haven't even needed to put that much effort into clever item usage, and I'm still doing fine. My major issue here is that I've basically got no food, which isn't too hard of a problem to solve, honestly. The game itself is... It's easy. There's nothing wrong with being easy. I'm just disappointed in it. I should probably get some food in the poor girl. Alright, let's have some cream bread. Not gonna do that much for me, but it'll keep me alive. Oh yeah, these fat fucks. There we go. Hate those bastards. Oh, we got another thing there. We got an Ice Lord's tome. And like a fucking conga line going on here, because holy shit. Yeah, didn't want to deal with that. Oh, we got food. Good. Oh god. I have to show you what this is. Hinata has turned into panties! Because this is a thing. Yes, really. Just turns into panties for a few turns. Because why the fuck not, right? It's a mega labyrinth. Wow, I've been in this dungeon for nearly 20 minutes. This is basically how it's been going down. I mean, the gameplay itself is competent enough, but there's a lack of challenge and a lack of, like, visual variety that's kind of getting on my nerves. It's not that big of a deal, but I hate to bring up Shyren again, but Shyren just does everything fucking perfect, so it's hard not to. Hinata is floating in the air. She won't step on traps. I've already got a good partner, thank you, but... Oh, I'm no longer floating, fuck. Man, imagine, like, I'd have to be in the exact room with, like, a bunch of items in the middle of an island in order to actually make use of that. That kind of sucks. But yeah, just the lack of visual variety. When you've got Shyren, which is like just a massive straight line of varied types of dungeons, and then you've got this, which is basically the same thing. Oh, well, not by the same thing, I mean a heavily repetitive set of similar dungeons. It's just kind of disappointing, in all honesty. Hinata stuffs her cheeks because she's cute, and that's what she does. Just even the writing in this game is kind of cute. Just like, not just the characters being cute, but just like little status messages, and as I said, things like tit for tat, which are a fun pun, if anything. Just, it's all so lighthearted that it's hard to not like it. God, that wind is blowing like a bastard out there. It's actually kind of loud. I'm sorry, I've got nothing else to talk about until I get back to town. There's just nothing doing. That's, yeah. The game does continually introduce mechanics to you, especially when you get out of the dungeon and start actually doing the life part of Mega Labyrinth Life, but it just takes a while. That's the thing. At least the dungeons are relatively short to start with, but I mean, now that we're going, like, 12 floors in, it can just take a while. The game does have a suspend save. Actually, hang on. Ground. Equipment. Hinata. Perforating ice. Yeah, right. What does this one do? Yeah, nothing important. So, what's that ability I just got? Really? Interesting. Not entirely sure how I'd create those. Oh, hey, a garden. Gardens are kind of neat in this game because you need them to find seeds, which are part of the life stuff. Gathered seeds, seeds, and seeds. So let's just leave. I'm more or less just gonna leg it to the exit at this point because I'm more than powerful enough. I've got all the attack strength and that I need because I've managed to make myself a pretty strong strong weapon. Well, I stepped on a tumbler. That's not great. Seriously. Alright. Ice Lord's tome turned into charred bread. Oh dear. Didn't even get to... A reflect potion? Sure, why not? You get to attack twice? No fair. And let's just take this guy out before he becomes an issue. She'll get it. Smack. See? Not a problem. Where's our staircase out of here? There are usually bosses. As for whether there'll be one in this dungeon, well, we've only got one floor left until we find out. Looking for a chance to steal? Not on my shift. Another garden. More seeds, please. Smack. Dead. Oh, and I get a boob upgrade. These are some impressive bras that they're using. Oh, God. Nope, I'm okay. Oh, one charger. That's actually kind of neat. Let's just leave. What's this? A Wind Lord's Tomb. Summons a wind to warp all enemies in the room, but also flies up your skirt. Yep, that's a thing that can happen. I'm pretty sure that just stuns you for a couple of turns, effectively. Whoops. Alright. Screw it. Straight down. You sense something far more dangerous lurking ahead. There's our boss fight. Alright. We also got our tit for tat ticket. Somehow. I'm not entirely sure where we got that, but okay. Alright. We got a bunch of things we can do here. So I'm going to throw a blasting wand out. Oh, Jesus. That's not gonna end well for me, I think. Right. There are, of course, things like that going on. So if I move over here, face back forward. A lethargy one. That would be... Oh. Oh, that is not some great damage there. Hades' skull is now unconscious. Perfect. So I guess I had to knock out the hands. Right. What do? Apply haste. Cool. I just beat the shit out of it as much as humanly possible then. Rune's Twinkle Star! And that's it, we're done. All I needed was a haste potion. I didn't even need to pull out, like, the, I didn't even need to pull out the special abilities, I just beat the ooh! Hello. What might those be? Yep, she's Chuni. See what I mean when I said it's wholesome? It's just thoroughly wholesome. All of the time, even with the molesting going on. It's just... It's actually kind of neat. Also, if you press the plus button, brings up the cursor. Click the right stick. And you can fondle them in the middle of the cutscene. Also, you can pet their heads. Also, you really can't pet their heads, though. It's kind of unfortunate. Can you do the same thing with the... No, you can't. Oh, yeah, no, you can do it with the fairy. You just need to be, like, really on point. The TFT pedal in your hand is glowing. Yep, it's time for tit for tat. Because, yes, really. As I said before, it's just rock, paper, scissors, and it determines if you get a bonus to your resources either at the end of the dungeon, or if you decide to bail out. But I haven't had to bail out yet, so... We just need to pick rock, paper, or scissors. It's a draw, so I win. Yeah, you actually do get the bonuses if you draw. That's kind of nice, actually. It's just a 66% chance to get more stuff. Like, that's... really nice, actually. Also, even if you like go down in the dungeon, you actually get to take all your items home if you win the tit for tat, which is really nice, actually. But yeah, as you can see, just a bunch of missions. Then we get to go on back to the garden. and all the stuff that this entails. When the game loads, the game's technical performance isn't actually that bad. I haven't noticed anything major in the way of frame rate drops. There is one... Oh yeah, look! Little grass girl! Is it a bad sign that my first thought was touch them? Yeah, she actually has her own dedicated minigame, which is weird, but we'll get to that. Oh, pet her head. Alright, we got some more flowers to work with. That's cool. That also unlocked a new dungeon, because that's generally how the story in this game works. You make the flowers bloom, it makes those rocks get their energy back, and then you can go and just dive on in. And we're just going to skip the rest of this. You've heard enough of the voice acting. And again. Come on, let me skip it. Thank you. Oh my god! Oh cool, they just give you a... They just give you the opportunity to get some of your items back if you die in the dungeon. That's really cool. I mean, it makes the game easier, but it's still cool. Alright, so, there are a few things you can do around here in the world of life. So if you hit ZL, it shows you your quests. So if I have a magic defense up and a plain old water, I can get some nectar out of it. I can also... Yeah, that's a thing. You see the transfer student, there's also people you can talk to, including your friends. It's important to review what you've learned. Of course it is. You can come up here to this girl here, and she'll give you some food. You only get to pick one at a time, but it's worth it. You can also talk to her to spend some nectar. Nectar can be used to buy a bunch of things. And we're going to buy all of them because you get tons of nectar in this game. It's actually kind of nuts. You can use it to buy fruits. This is usually stuff you would get from the garden, which we're going to go and have a look at now. So this is the garden. And we can choose what we want to do here. Now, you've got plenty of places to plant flowers. And when you want to plant some flowers, you simply walk up to them and you press A to sow some seeds. And there are all sorts of different seeds you can put in. And once you sow them, they will take some time to bloom. They will bloom in 6 hours. And you can see you got a little clock in the top left there. That's the clock that it refers to. You can also water them by using Omega Power. Or you can use some droplets of Omega Power. Wait until you see how that gets made. And you can water them in order to increase the effects. So if I water them with Spa Water, for example, they will get more pickups as I... Hang on a second. Right, I apologize for that. So, as I was saying, if you water a set of flowers, it will change the items that you can get from them. Now, I need to figure out where the ones are at that I can harvest. They're here somewhere. Thankfully, you don't have to go running around like that. You can also go up to the... the bulletin board, that's right. So you can also go up to the bulletin board and see what's ready to be harvested. So we can just go and harvest this here. Harvest our seeds. And that gives us... Excuse me. There are some performance issues on this screen, but it's fine. I don't mind them when you've got this much crap on screen. That will give us some items. Just like we were able to buy there as well. And we can sow seeds, water, and harvest from here for all of this stuff if we like. But I haven't been doing it very much because it's been a bit of a pain in the ass, admittedly. You can also do things like customize stuff. So I can actually customize this into a hanging lamp or something a little creepier or colder or stuff like that. You unlock more of this stuff as you go along, and extra, or a bunch of items all being the same theme will help you out. We can also talk to the flower girl here. Yes, I will collect some bugs. Poke, 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 poke. One more time. The crickets are annoying. You have to get them multiple times. But yeah, again, of course, you don't have to do this. You can just skip it. Adorable little grass girl. Yeah, there we go. We get some nectar out of that. We can do that every now and again. We get nectar from all over the place. Like, as you can see in the bottom left there, I've got 54,000 nectar. It's kind of silly. Oh, you poor thing. But yeah, that's the whole life side of things. The majority of the entire plot and just, you know, the playing of the game in general is going around to sow the seeds, plant, water them, and harvest them. You just have to be doing that all the bloody time. It takes ages because while any individual harvest might, like, take not that long at all, especially if you hit the B button to skip the animation, you have to do it for every single one of these individual sections, and that makes it kind of a pain. I'd love to be able to just, like, auto-plant. Like, be able to just immediately use all the seeds in my stock and just plant them equally all around the place and then just batch water everything, at least as much as I could afford. Can't do that, though. Kind of annoying. So yeah, that all takes a while, but frankly, the results are actually really worth it. So if I hit up the Academy map, we can actually use this to fast travel if we feel like it. You can go here for garden customizations. They do also have those exclamation points, which mean they have quests and stuff like that. You can size up there if you want, if you don't want to use your menu. The Omega Spring, I don't know if we're able to actually go into that yet. I don't think I've unlocked it. Yeah, but we can... Yeah, we can talk to them for, quest stuff. There is also, you've obtained 2,000 Omega Power. Oh, it's just free money. Sure, why not? Free money. You won't hear me arguing. No, Academy map. Yeah, you can fast travel around here. This is blooming. Wait until you see this shit. So, you've got all your characters here that you can bring in with you. And you can enhance them by selecting them. This costs nectar, by the way. They call this blooming. This is why I keep my sound off while I'm recording. Oh, it's got maximum power, so we can just hammer away at it. And yep, that happens. We just gotta keep hammering away. Then it lets us go into whatever the hell this is. Then that happens. You can use that to level up your characters, and you also get some drops out of them, which you can then use to water the flowers. I don't even want to go into what the context of that is, but good God. That's bad, even for these sorts of games. But yeah, you come up here to save and go back to the title screen, and you can also enter the spa from here, but you don't really need to do that. You can do that just from the dungeon menu. There is a shop up here that you can just wander on into, but they don't sell much. Just some basic food and stuff, and this is also where you come to buy things like gallery stuff and upgrades to your thing, your upgrades to the place. So they fly off on a secret adventure, collecting power, Omega power and seeds more easily. So that's just where you come to buy upgrades. You can also buy GPS straps, which will like get your items back if you die in the dungeon. You just have to pay a recovery fee. And that's just the gallery stuff there. Excuse me. Guess I'm not entirely over the cold yet. And you can also come here to the assimilator, which you can use to... is this the assimilator? Oh, so yeah, so here's the drill. You can add effects to your equipment. So, for example, it has a chance of applying poison to any sword that I feel like, if you've got the items from growing plants. And so you can just add that to any equipment that you like, along with just stealing it from others. And you can also come here to landscape, which is basically just changing things. You can customize what it looks like, what the flower beds are arranged like. You can customize all the curios from here without having to worry about going to each one of them individually. And you can also just customize how the paths look. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's probably more to it, but I mean, does it look like I'm missing anything in particular? I don't think so. It's a basic roguelike RPG with cute girls doing cute things, some weird underlying context going on, and it's alright. It's a bit easy, but if you're looking for something a little bit lighthearted, and if you're looking for something that's put together well enough and is very lighthearted but is easy enough to not feel particularly crushing in the face of those, then you'll probably have a good time with Omega Labyrinth Life. Me, I'm always looking for good roguelike gameplay more than I am the overall atmosphere, because frankly I could probably just watch all that on YouTube, but yeah, there's nothing really wrong with it. If you're okay with roguelikes being relatively easy, this game will be fine for you. You do also have the Sage's Trials, which are just like puzzles where you more or less just have to move in a very specific way more than there is any sort of freeform challenge, but yeah. It's alright. I got nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly fine game, I just think it's too easy for me personally. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.